you. I've been with you. Have you heard my voice in the wind? Have you felt my presence cover you? I've crushed every arrow sent your way and removed every enemy that dared to prevent the purpose I have for you. Victory is yours, my chosen. Victory is yours, my chosen. Cold sweats and bad tremors, hard heavy head center. There ain't help but it's no rhythm, no rhythm, no pen. Souls in purgatory, my whole family works. Try to act fine for 'em, I'm down on my last dance. Try to act right for 'em, put 'em up false comfort, false pride, false love. And in the midnight hour, I scream for your power. And when I see no sign, I feel the same old sorrow. And when I wake tomorrow, victory shall fall upon you. Storms have been mighty. I've not abandoned you. Oh, I've been with you. Have you heard my voice in the wind? Have you felt my presence covering you? I've crushed every arrow sent your way and removed every enemy that tried to prevent the purpose I have for you. Welcome. I'm Double P, host of Premier Sports Talk. On this Saturday, I'm Double P, the host. Hey, the chat's open. Feel free to drop your comments in here. I'm going to this particular segment. I'm going to tap in to this joyous occasion that occurred when Shedeur Sanders met the new head coach for the very first time up there in Cleveland, Ohio. Any of you been watching the social media blogs and the posts? We saw Shedeur was over in Paris at the Amir Fashion Show week. A lot of people thought he was still over there. I was shocked when I saw this feed pop up with Shedeur entering the building, and he was the first player to meet his new head coach, Todd Monken. A lot of people were shocked about how they felt like they didn't feel like that Mr. Monken here that has a hellified resume and career, not only in college but in the NFL. I think it's going to be. It's a new era. It's a new vibe up there in Cleveland, and God's plans being unveiled. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but this man right here, Mr. Monken, was wanting to. He's been going after Shedeur Sanders since Shedeur Sanders was in high school, y'all. That's real talk. When Shedeur Sanders was in high school, he got recruited by 20-something schools before he ended up going to Jackson State when his father, Deion Sanders, got the job to go to the HBCU, Jackson State. Shedeur was supposed to play for the university at FAIU, Florida International University. But when his father got the head coaching job there in Jackson, Mississippi, he chose to follow his father. But right here, it's all kind of posters been posted where the University of Georgia offered Shedeur Sanders an offer when Kirby Smart Smart's still there. But when Kirby Smart was there and they won the 2 national championships, this man right here that you see in this picture, Mr. Todd Monken, was the offensive coordinator. Mr. Todd Monken was the offensive coordinator where Georgia won their 2 national championships. Matter of fact, that's the only 2 national championships that Kirby Smart has won was when Mr. Todd Monken was there. And it's just a blessing to see how, I got here in the thumbnail that's behind me. It says, God's plans, perfect timing, And then we had Mr. Dylan Gabriel. I ain't gonna trash bash him right here, but we had Dylan Gabriel when he got put in as the starting quarterback and he got interviewed up there. He said during one of the interview press conferences, he said that when you wait for perfect timing, you'll be waiting your whole lifetime. But look. That word also tells us that the last will be first and the first will be last, y'all. The last will be first and the first will be last. So I want to touch on this because there's a short video clip where, Shedeur met his head coach yesterday, Friday, and then now he's already touched down over there in California, Pro Bowl. I got a small little clip that just posted on social media of him arriving there at the hotel. But the NFL know what they're doing, y'all. I can't tell you when the last time I watched a Pro Bowl game, but because Shedeur Sanders is playing in this game, and me being a Deion Sanders and a Sanders supporter, I will be tapped in to these Pro Bowl games. You know, we all know that they don't play a regular NFL game anymore. They play various different Pro Bowl games. You know, obstacle challenges, dodgeball, things of that nature, and the flag football game. But Shedeur Sanders got named as a replacement to participate in the Pro Bowl games. But I want to stress this very importantly: he is not a All-Pro player. He is a Pro Bowl replacement player. There's a difference between replacement player and get the All-Pro title. Okay, so a lot of people hating on Shedeur that he got announced to the Pro Bowl to participate in the games there, but people weren't tripping when Huntley, that plays for the I don't know if he's still on the Ravens. Tyrod Huntley he only played 4 games last year and he played in the All-Pro games last year. Nobody tripped out on that. When Russell Wilson was named as his first All-Pro appearance in the Pro Bowl games, he was a replacement player. Nobody tripped. When Peyton Manning was launched as listed as a replacement player, nobody tripped. When Tom Brady was listed in his first All-Pro games as a replacement player. But for whatever reason, you know, this discontent and ill will towards the Sanders family is crazy. But if you didn't know, you see that feed right there. Not only will Shedeur be there, but Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. You talking about the NFL know what they're doing with their marketing to try to get more viewers to watch this All-Pro festivities. It's on Tuesday night. It comes on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. If you didn't know, it comes on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, he is going to be coaching one of the flag football teams. I've been trying to get the information on what team that he's coaching. I would like him seeing coaching against his son. You know, they're both very competitive. I would like to see them both going against one another. But we'll see if they're going to put them on the same side. So I'm looking forward to watching those Pro Bowl games on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. So like I said, I know and seeing Well Off Media earlier today, Bucky, Deion Sanders Jr., Well Off Media, he's already flown over there. So they got them showing up there early. The game ain't until Tuesday. I understand the players going over there to get whatever their scripted plays are. This you know, with the Super Bowl being played next Sunday, so this Pro Bowl appearance games on tomorrow, it kicks off the Super Bowl week, and they got Media Row. So not only will Shedeur be participating at the Pro Bowl games, but he's also will be participating in the festivities down on Media Row. Just to give you a little insight on that, not only is Shedeur Sanders participating in it, Deion Sanders is participating in it, and Shiloh will be there. Coach Prime was on a podcast on Friday, and he put that information out that Shedeur himself and Shiloh will be all on Media Row during the Super Bowl week leading up to the Super Bowl. So let me find this little clip here, y'all. Let me find this little clippy clip. Like I said, you can drop your comments in here. Don't be shy. Don't be bashful. Good, bad, or indifferent. So here we go. Now this one should be gone. My apologies. There you go. That was a couple hours ago earlier today. The door's showing up at the hotel, arriving. Like I said, I know his brother, Bucky, Shedeur Sanders Jr., he already said on his podcast earlier today that he was en route there. He was en route there. So I believe I got the chat open. So at any time, y'all can drop your comments on here. Let me know, how you feel about Shedeur being able to be listed as a replacement player up there in the Pro Bowl games. They just announced today that even though Mary Kay Cabot, who is a beat reporter for the Cleveland Browns, she posted yesterday how Joe Flacco got listed last minute for a replacement player, and he's going to be participating in the Pro Bowl games also. So this particular experience right here was a very beautiful thing to see. This touched my heart. I got the little video clip when Shedeur was walking down the hall and he met his head coach for the first time. And then you're going to hear Coach Monken say that dispels all the false narrative how nobody didn't want Shedeur Sanders in the draft. And he speaks and says, he tells Shedeur in this particular meeting how he's been trying to draft his ass for quite some time, and it's funny how things work out. That's why I had in that thumbnail, God's plan, perfect timing. There's all kind of false narrative that's been spoken against Shedeur and all kind of lies being spoken against him. But it's just crazy how instead of the media being for Shedeur up there and their whole team, they speak negatively against not only Shedeur but other players on the team. But let me give y'all some proof here, y'all.
Yeah.
I think early in the season for us, it was a lot of dink and dunk, and Shedeur has no problem in and out downfield to try to make a big play.
Yep.
And that right there, it shows that, that right there can get you years in the league because a lot of these young players are afraid to make a mistake. And so that's why we love Shedeur.
Play that again.
Shelby, I'm sure look, Shedeur Sanders as a young man throughout college, NFL, he's always been this just kind of lightning rod of attention, of media. We talk about him all the time. He gets to the Pro Bowl. We talk about all this sort of stuff, right? You shared a locker room with him. What's your opinions on Shedeur Sanders as he kind of tries to develop into his own here in the NFL?
Great kid, he's a great guy, got a great head on his shoulders. You can tell he came from a great family. He's prepared for every moment that you put in front of him. And I think that's one of the most impressive things is that he truly does not falter at any step of the way. And so that's something that you don't really see in a rookie. And I think one thing that we loved playing behind him as a defense was that he's not afraid to take shots.
Yeah.
I think early in the season for us, it was a lot of dink and dunk, and Shedeur has no problem in and out downfield to try to make a big play.
Yep.
And that right there, it shows that, that right there can get you years in the league because a lot of these young players are afraid to make a mistake. And so that's why we love Shedeur.
So that's Shelby Harris. He's one of the defensive linemen for the Cleveland Browns. He dispels how all the false media claims are being spoken negatively about Shedeur Sanders, about how all the players in the locker room, love Shedeur Sanders. He's down to earth. He brings excitement to the team. He brings a new type of energy to the team. And that's what really going on up there. But it's crazy how the media, those that try to spread the false narrative, try to speak against them. And like I said, I wanted to show y'all this first meeting, this first interaction. And this was done by the Cleveland Browns public relations team. The first person that met 4 team players that met the head coach, Todd Monken, was Shedeur Sanders, y'all. It was Shedeur Sanders.
How you doing? Welcome back to the States, Coach. How we doing, man? Good. Then we tried to draft your ass last time. It's all worked out. Yeah. That's, I remember that, right? That's what I was about to tell you.
I'm going to play that again. If y'all hear what he said he's been trying to draft his ass for a minute. And it all worked out.
How you doing? Welcome back to the States, Coach. How we doing, man? Good. Then we tried to draft your ass last time. It's all worked out. Yeah. That's, I remember that, right? That's what I was about to tell you.
Do y'all see that, y'all? Do y'all see that? The joy, the interaction between them. That's just a beautiful sight. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sight. You know, Todd Monken, a lot of people was hating on him. A lot of people was hating on him. But if you can look at this man's resume. Look at this man's resume. He lives, breathes, and spits out football. 1989 to 1989 to 1990, Grand Valley State graduate assistant. Then went to the University of Notre Dame the year after, 1991 to 1992, a graduate assistant. A graduate assistant is when you're helping out on the football team. You know, you get very little money, but you're assisting the coaches and their game plan there. In 1993 to 1999, Coach Todd Monken, he was at the Eastern Michigan. He served as a defensive back, a wide receivers coach, a defensive coordinator, and a quarterback coach. I don't know about you, but if I hire somebody to work for my company, I want somebody with experience. Do you see that? Defensive back, wide receivers coach, offensive coordinator, and quarterback coach. He did that for 6 years at the University of Eastern Michigan. Then he goes to Louisiana Tech from 2000 to 2001. He was the running back coach. He was a wide receivers coach again. Again, all that knowledge, all that experience. Then from 2002 to 2004, he went to Oklahoma State. He was the passing game coordinator and again, the wide receivers coach. He leaves Oklahoma State. Well, he leaves Louisiana State and he goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars from 2007 to 2010, and he was the wide receivers coach. When he left the Jacksonville Jaguars, he went back to the University of Oklahoma State from 2011 to 2012 as the offensive coordinator and a quarterback coach. Now, you all tell me, do you think that this man can't relate to young quarterbacks coming out of college? He leaves Oklahoma State and goes to Southern Miss as the head coach from 2013 to 2015. When he was there, his best record he had in them 2 years was 9-5, I believe, 9-5, 9-4, and he won the head coach conference player of the year. When he left Southern Miss, he then goes back to the NFL from 2016 to 2018 as the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not sure if that was the year that they won the Super Bowl when he was down there with John Gruden. I'm really not sure. When he leaves the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he goes to the Cleveland Browns for 1 year as the offensive coordinator. He only stayed there for that 1 year. There was some, how can I put this? There was some coaches not seeing eye to eye, and he left the NFL and he went to the University of Georgia, where he won 2 national championships for the Georgia Bulldogs with Kirby Smart from 2020 to 2022. He served the previous 3 years developing Lamar Jackson. From 2023 to 2025, he served as the Baltimore Ravens offensive coordinator. Y'all tell me, y'all. Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. This man has enough experience to be a head coach. I'd rather have him as the head coach than a young up-and-comer that's never called plays, that's never been a coordinator. like that Udinski that went back to the University of Jacksonville Jaguars. And I got to keep it real here. I did one Nate Skillhouse, who went back to the Los Angeles Rams as the pass game coordinator. I was pulling for him. But the reason why I was pulling for him because I did not know, or I did not have the knowledge. They say knowledge is power. I did not have the knowledge, the resume of Todd Monken. I did not have this resume, y'all. I did not have this resume. And for some of you all who may be on the fence, I want you to hear what the national media is saying about him.
The Cleveland Browns. They know Monken can develop quarterbacks. They know he's had success running an offense.
I love this hire already. I think Shedeur will really lean into this style of offense.
Y'all hear what the national media is saying? They hyping him up. They are hyping him up, y'all. They are hyping him up. I want to play that one more time.
One of the reasons why Todd Monken makes sense for the Cleveland Browns. They know Monken can develop quarterbacks. They know he's had success running an offense.
I love this hire already. I think Shedeur will really lean into this style of offense.
Now, you know what I like about this? It's like all this negative national media that was coming against Shedeur Sanders when Kevin Stefanski was the coach for the Cleveland Browns. You know, Kevin Stefanski was feeding the media, the beat writers and the national media, what they wanted them to hear so they could put out their stories. But now the truth is coming out. Shelby Harris, defensive lineman already, I played a little bit early, came out and said how everybody's been lying on Shedeur Sanders. He's a positive influence on the team. He brings a new vibe, and he's looking forward to what he can do in 2026. They had Shedeur Sanders before he left to go to the Pro Bowl, which I showed a quick video clip of him arriving the day earlier there in California. They showed where on Friday that Shedeur was the first player to meet the new head coach up there. The Cleveland Browns public relations put this out. Todd Monken has not had his press conference announcing him as the head coach, but the Cleveland Browns public relations team is already putting out that the Cleveland Browns are backing Shedeur Sanders. You know, it's one thing to get a story and a narrative without seeing something, but when our eyes see the story, when our eyes see the glory, when our eyes see the glory, we can't deny it. We can't deny it. We can't hide it. What our eyes showing us. So they can nip all this. There's no support for Shedeur Sanders possibly being the franchise quarterback up there in Cleveland, at least giving them the opportunity. So let's show you a little bit what Todd Monken has to say about what his philosophy is.
Don't turn it over, be explosive, score touchdowns in the red zone, be good on third downs, don't have lost yardage plays, and athletic quarterbacks that make off-schedule plays. The rest of it just falls into that. That's the analytical part. How do we get to that model? Don't turn it over, and how are we explosive? I don't care if it's with a fullback, without a fullback, 4 wide, 3 wide. My cousins at Army wanted to run a triple option. That works. Okay, now you can only run what you know. You can't just make stuff up. I mean, it's fun to do that, but usually it doesn't work. But the reality is that there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, but still the principles of how you win are the same.
I want y'all to hear that one more time. One of the key things that he said is don't make turnovers, be able to score in the red zone. And what he said to have the athletic ability to be able to create plays on not scripted plays. Meaning when the play breaks, you call a play and the play breaks down, you still have the ability to make something happen out of nothing. Now I see why he's been wanting to recruit Shedeur since high school.
Good football still is surrounded by Don't turn it over. Be explosive. Score touchdowns in the red zone. Be good on third downs. Don't have lost yardage plays. And athletic quarterbacks that make off-schedule plays. The rest of it just falls into that. That's the analytical part. How do we get to that model? Don't turn it over, and how are we explosive? I don't care if it's with a fullback, without a fullback. 4 wide, 3 wide. My cousins at Army wanted to run a triple option. That works. Okay. Now, you can only run what you know. You can't just make stuff up. I mean, it's fun to do that, but usually it doesn't work. But the reality is that there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, but still the principles of how you win are the same.
So y'all have it out the horse's mouth. And what I like about Coach Monken is he's like when Kevin Stefanski was there, he couldn't adapt to the skill set of the players that he had. No matter what the skill set or what the players was that he had, they had to play to whatever Kevin Stefanski's scheme was. Kevin Stefanski couldn't adapt and adjust his scheme to his players. That's why he couldn't be consistently successful. Nobody knew who Todd Monken was. I didn't know who Todd Monken was. I'm a homegrown Pittsburgh Steelers fan that retired down here in the military down in Atlanta. And the reason why I'm showing this, you know, I showed my Steeler content earlier this week, but I'm showing this because I'm a big-time Shedeur Sanders supporter, so I've been tapped into what's going on up there in Cleveland. But I want to show y'all this. I definitely got to show y'all this. And it says, Fred Grantham, he's a beat reporter for up there with the Cleveland Browns, but he's getting quotes from fellow head coaches, both in the college and in the NFL, and one of his former quarterbacks, Jameis Winston. And Jameis Winston says on Coach Todd Monken, Todd Monken is a tough, exciting coach that believes in empowering his players. I am so grateful to see his hard work and dedication pay off with him being a head coach for the Cleveland Browns. Then we have Kirby Smart. Like I said, Kirby Smart won his 2 national championships with Todd Monken. And Kirby Smart says, Todd brought an exceptional level of professionalism and creativity to our program. His ability to develop quarterbacks and craft game plans tailored to our players strengthened what was instrumental to our success. Y'all see that? It says his ability to develop quarterbacks and craft game plans tailored to our players' strength. Boom! Black and white, right in front of our face. Kevin Stefanski ain't never developed no quarterbacks in the 6 years that he was with the Cleveland Browns. I feel sorry for the Atlanta Falcons. They want to give Kevin Stefanski that 2-time Coach of the Year accolade. Yeah, he was a 2-time Coach of the Year, but that is a sports reporter gives that award out. That is not something that's voted upon amongst the peers. Not fellow coaches, not by players. Sports reporters vote for who gets the Coach of the Year. Mike Tomlin of my Pittsburgh Steelers, before he stepped down and resigned and played for 19 years and won a Super Bowl. Kevin Stefanski ain't never won a Super Bowl. Kevin Stefanski ain't never had 19 years without never having a losing season. Mike Tomlin never received a Coach of the Year award. Y'all go figure. Last one I'm going to read on here, it says John Harbaugh, who was, like I said, John Harbaugh was Todd Monken's head coach with the Baltimore Ravens. You know, let me speak on that quickly. Todd Monken, who went, you know, got released by or fired by the Baltimore Ravens, and now he's the new head coach over there with Jackson Dart with the New York Giants. John Harbaugh would not interview another offensive coordinator till the final decision was made on Todd Monken to be a head coach. He didn't interview no other offensive coordinator because he wanted Todd Monken to be with him with the New York Giants. But Todd Monken says, Todd is an outstanding coach. He has worked his way up and paid his dues. He's been in this game for 37 years, y'all. That's a total of college and within the NFL. He was an invaluable in what he did in the past 3 years in Baltimore, and he deserves this opportunity, and I will believe he will be successful. There y'all have it, y'all. There y'all have it. There y'all have it. In black and white. Like I said, that all pro game is coming on at 8:30. I know there's a lot of people, not a lot. I know 4 to 6 content creators doing a watch party. I'm tapping into another large watch party that evening, so I can enjoy with the festivities. Again, I'm Double P, host of Premier Sports Talk. Whenever you watch this live feed, drop your comments. If you can help this live feed go out, push that thumbs up button if you haven't subscribed. Hope you bless the channel and hit that subscribe button. And thank you for blessing me, Double P, with Premier Sports, because we are so close to hitting 4,000 subscribers on my Premier Sports Talk channel. And I just recently launched, as it's scrolling across the bottom, at Premier Sports Media for you. Do me a favor. You can tap into both of the channels. That would be greatly appreciated. And again, thank you for blessing me in Premier Sports Talk, because without you blessing me, there would not be no Premier Sports Talk or no Premier Sports Media for you. And may you receive blessings back double fold. I will see you when I see you. Blessings upon you all.
Don't wait for the right time. Make it right by showing up. Don't overthink it. Just start. Your younger self will be so proud that you made it this far. Don't forget that.